China has once again shielded terrorist Masood Azhar just 60 minutes before the United Nations Security Council deadline. Using its veto power, China has blocked India's bid at the United Nations for the fourth time since 2009 to brand Masood Azhar an international terrorist. India today has accessed the United Nations Security Council note to all members, officially informing them about China's move. China is the only permanent member of the United Nations Security Council against this ban. The remaining four, United Kingdom, United States, France and Russia, had moved the proposal for Masood Azhar's ban. 8 other member states of the United Nations had co-sponsored this proposal. India strongly condemned China's move, claiming it has prevented action by the global community against terror. It further claimed it will continue its effort to ensure terrorists are brought to justice. India's permanent representative to the United Nations, Syed Akbaruddin, hit back at China, claiming it had given a signal that China stands with terror.
For the fourth time in a row, India's attempt to have the United Nations Security Council ban Masood Azhar has been sabotaged by China. Pakistan's all-weather friend has once again put a technical hold on the attempt to designate Azhar a global terrorist. While India this time has secured the backing of several powerful countries, including the United States, United Kingdom and France, China's 11th hour veto has ensured that Azhar remains a free man.
All right, let's very quickly tell you India's strong response on China when it comes to Chinese once again using their veto power to shield Masood Azhar, a terrorist who heads the already banned Lashkar-e-Toiba organization based in Pakistan, who openly comes out, not only claims responsibility for the terror attacks in India, the latest one, the Pulwama terror attack in which 40 CRPF Jawans were martyred, but also has come out with an audio tape mocking the efforts to ban his outfit. Now, let's very quickly tell you about India's response. So, India has said that they are disappointed by the outcome from the United Nations, where Chinese have blocked, in fact, India's and the global community's bid. This action by China, by the global community against terror, has been prevented by China. So a very strongly worded response to the Chinese action. India will continue to pursue all available avenues against terrorists. India has also said will ensure that the terrorists are brought to justice. This includes Masood Azhar, Hafiz Saeed and others, those who are sitting comfortably in Pakistan. Let me also very quickly bring in our guests, those who are with us this morning. Gaurav Sawant, Executive Editor, India Today, is with us. Colonel Rohit Dev, Defense Analyst, is also here in the studio with me. Shrikant Kondapalli, Professor in Chinese Studies at the Jawaharlal Nehru University, is with us live. We also have Major General G.D. Bakshi, Defense Expert, who is joining us this morning. I just want to bring in Gaurav first. Gaurav, India has, though there is disappointment, but India has also once again put forward its resolve to deal with these terrorists. How, after this disappointment, India, although there is a complete paradigm shift in how we treat or how we respond to terror emanating from Pakistan, what now needs to be done to escalate matters when it comes to Pakistan-based terrorists?
Ankit, India has adopted a multi-pronged strategy. So while India uses the correct path, which is getting the United Nations to take action and sanctions against designated terrorists like Maulana Masood Azhar, let's also remember that in the past, terrorists like Hafiz Mohammed Saeed, organizations like Lashkar-e-Taiba, Falah Insaniyat Foundation and Jamaat Dawa and Jaish-e-Mohammed, while they are on the 1267 sanctions committee, Pakistan hasn't lifted a little finger to take action against them. So even even if China had supported this move, this would purely have been symbolic and some pressure at the Financial Action Task Force. That's point one. Point two, there's already been a paradigm shift in the manner in which India deals with Pakistan state-sponsored terror, and that we saw when 14 Mirage 2000 aircraft went not into Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, but into Pakistan, into Balakot, and destroyed a terrorist training camp, the biggest of Jaish-e-Mohammed. So perhaps that should be and is likely to be India's new approach to deal with terrorists. Not as a reaction to Pulwama, but as a preemptive strike, Ankit, to prevent the next terror attack.
Absolutely, and there has to be a consistent policy when it comes to dealing with terrorists, and that is irrespective of where China stands. Our national interest has to be paramount when it comes to national security. Let me bring in very quickly Major General G.D. Bakshi for his first comments on this. General Bakshi, of course, disappointment at the diplomatic level, but what are the options for India going forward when it comes to China? We have seen this treachery too many times, sir.
Look, it is a decidedly unfriendly, I would say, a hostile act. Not only had the Jaish-e-Mohammed, carried out this dastardly attack, they had also openly acclaimed that they had done it. Now, for China to ignore this and yet come to the aid of a globally indicted terrorist organization is decidedly unfriendly. And I don't think India can just let it be. How does it affect what we will do further? I don't think it has any effect. On 26th of February, when we initiated that paradigm shift in South Asian security scenario by attacking across the border in Pashtunkhwa on a terrorist camp in Pashtunkhwa, China's attitude had been the same. The same UN Security Council veto was still in operation. So that means what we need to learn is that we do not have to depend on others to defend ourselves. We will have to take the requisite action, strong, hard action, military action to defend our people, to defend our assets. You see, China Pakistan for the last 30 years has been engaged in an unrelenting asymmetric war.
Okay.
And the only way to make it stop is to target the Pakistani army, which is the source of all the trouble, which is the real agent that promotes terrorism in India.
Right.
And to impose costs and penalties on it of an order which will make it desist from this war of terror.
Okay.
I think we need more of the same. Do not rely so much on the international community. They will just give you lip sympathy.
Absolutely. It won't matter to them because ultimately it's the blood of our own people which is being spilled on the street, and we have to in fact take strong action against that. Let me very quickly also bring in Colonel Dev on this. Colonel Dev, I just want to go one by one on the reasons why, because it's just rather than just going into an overdrive of what we can do and how we can hit back or isolate Pakistan and take action against China. I just want to understand one by one from all our guests what could be the reasons for China risking this sort of a global defame when they are seen standing with a terrorist organization. They speak about more evidence, Colonel Dev. What could be more, what could India give more when it comes to Masood Azhar, already head of a globally sanctioned, globally designated terror organization?
Ankit, we brought out in this program that China was with the Committee of Nations and us when financial action was supposed to be taken against Pakistan, but it's not willing to go in the terror domain. There has to be a reason. The reasons, if you date back to 2000 when their ambassador Liu Shulin met the Taliban, and that time the Taliban leaders promised to Chinese ambassador that they will not let any interference come to the Xinjiang province. And the Uyghurs will not be supported by any kind of support from the Taliban, provided they retain the tag of Taliban itself.
Yes.
That having said, after the US took action against Taliban in 2001, the diplomacy angle of China still interacted with the Quetta Shura. And that continued. Now, these two are different aspects. Whether it's an economic investment by China, or whatever degree it is currently, whether it is the Gwadar port coming up, and by 2022 there are estimates that 5 lakh Chinese will be stationed and living in that country. And living in which country? A terrorist state. That's the beginner. I'm not stating my state policy of my country, it's my personal feeling. It's a terrorist state. So in a terrorist state, how do you keep 5 lakh of Chinese who will carry on your economic activities, the Gwadar port itself, the CPEC and everything else, and sustain in that state? So and who took them to Taliban? I'm quite sure the Pakistan ISI military and the polity that time made them interact. So it's a terrorist state in any case. My point is, today you have got a clip in which the terrorist spokesperson is talking on behalf of the terrorist. It's a good clip. This should be beefed up to the UN again with the pressure from the other states.
Yes.
Not necessarily US alone.
Yes.
We ourselves. The tape is in the public domain in India.
Yes.
I want to hear a lot of hue and cry by the politicians of all parties.
Absolutely.
I want statements to go out. You can't have meeting of foreign delegations and not be very clear what you want to speak.
Okay.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.